Chase and shoot killer Rick Chow walks free after a South Carolina jury finds him not guilty. We have to be real, okay? I don't really enjoy having these conversations anymore, but this particular case demanded my attention. We have to be honest with this situation. There's no games here to be played. Is Rick Chow guilty as sin? Yeah, he is. There is no real justification for what he did. He got off basically on a technicality or a lack of evidence, or really a lack of eyewitnesses or footage that showed he maliciously shot this young boy, Cyrus Carmack Bolton, in the back while chasing him down, believing he had stole a bunch of water bottles or whatnot. So Cyrus Belton, he walked into an Express Mart Shell station in Columbia, South Carolina. The store owner, Rick Chow, his full name is Chike Rick Chow, and his family watched him like a hawk. Hurry up and buy, you know the situation. Falsely accused him of stealing 4 bottles of water. Cyrus had already put the water back. Surveillance footage showed that he didn't steal anything, but an argument erupted between Cyrus Bolton and Chow, who was armed with a pistol. Chow had a reputation of not only shooting at people, but he actually shot someone. 2015, he shot out the window of a woman who attempted to steal beer and peanuts and then threatened to shoot him. And then in 2018, Chow actually shot a man in the leg who was stealing, and Chow confronted him, and Chow said that the man assaulted him. Now, I want to just paint a very clear picture here. This man, Chow, he had called authorities to his gas station over 100 times prior to the incident that happened with Cyrus Belton, right? So this idea that he was watching this kid like a hawk, got in an argument with this kid, even the fact that he used a gun on the kid, this was nothing new because, in my opinion, Chow had a habit. He had developed a pattern that I don't know why was not immediately recognized by the jury, the judge, or whoever, and he was allowed to walk free. Now, so there was an argument that erupted between him and this 8th grade child. Now, this is a kid, this 8th grader, 14 years old, while they, after they kind of like, okay, there was an argument, and then for one reason or another, this kid started running, and Chow and his son started chasing this kid down the street. They had no reason. I mean, I don't see any real reason for them to do that. Even if someone's stealing 4 bottles of water, why would you chase them out of your store? Just for your own personal safety. Now, the defense in this case argued that during the chase, Cyrus Belton actually pulled out a loaded semi-automatic handgun and pointed it at Chow's son. Chow made a split-second decision and fired. The prosecution against the defense argued that the gun fell out while Belton was running away, and the kid never threatened anyone, and he was actually running for his life. A jury only deliberated 8 hours. Imagine you're laid up in a coffin, a mother, she's lost a son, and only 8 hours later, the jury comes back and says, oh, he's not guilty. Now Rick Chow, this guy, pretty much a murderer, he gets to walk free, right? So we know what's going to happen in the chat right now. There's going to be a bunch of people celebrating, saying it's an open and shut case. A father was defending his son, which was legal under the law. The other half of you who aren't dropping off, because I think I just lost my white audience, and that's okay. They need to, people need to stick around because we got to have full conversations. The other half are completely enraged, mad, screaming. A black child was hunted down and slaughtered over false accusations. But what I want to do is I want to challenge every single person watching this stream right now. Strip away your tribalism, your black versus white, we live in a racist society lenses. Just take that off right now. If you're cheering for this verdict, are you genuinely okay with store owners acting as armed vigilantes, chasing kids down in public streets, even if they suspected them of stealing something that cost $1? And if you're out here protesting the situation, are you genuinely okay? If you're pissed off about what happened, I want you to ask yourself, are you okay with a 14-year-old kid roaming the streets you live on, the streets your kids walk on every day and night, carrying a loaded gun, an illegal semi-automatic pistol with a laser sight on it, of all things? Why in the hell are we weaponizing our children? Are we arming them for their self-defense, or are we making them vulnerable so they can be hunted down by other groups of people? Right? What are we gonna do about the situation? That's the question everyone needs to be asking. Instead of just being angry at the other side, because Chow was Asian, but somehow him being Asian is gonna get translated to white people being racist. That's real. And the kid Belton was black. And somehow that's going to get translated into all black people are thugs. This is how it usually works, right? I don't have a huge audience anymore. But I'm asking this audience, you got to wake up. You got to actually demand some real accountability, not just of others, but of yourselves. More clarity in legal situations, but really more responsibility in parental situations. Now, I remember this scripture. It was Jesus, I think, who said this. He said, those who live by the sword will die by it, right? Those people live, there's an old saying goes, live by the sword, die by the sword. You know, as much as I am disappointed and angry at the situation where Chow chased this kid down and shot him in the back, I'm also angry at the situation because why are black kids going into stores where black adults have not only been shot at, but have actually been shot, and feeling emboldened enough to actually argue with people who have made it very clear they are willing to shoot, they are willing to kill over what is theirs? That's all I want to know. Because I hear, and black folks, y'all gonna get mad at me. My view, this live gonna be on 0 views after I say this, and that's okay because I say what I want to say. There are black people who believe you have the right to literally kill another person if they call you the N-word. But those same black people, if someone steals from an Asian person, Rick Chow, they'll say that guy has to control himself. He shouldn't react violently. He shouldn't have been chasing the kid down the street. And it's just in my mind with my own group of people, it's like, why is it that we expect everybody else to have self-control and maintain decorum and give us the benefit of the doubt? But when Chud the Builder was saying the N-word, y'all was wishing death on that man. And I'm not saying I agree with Chud the Builder, but I'm just a person like, okay, he's a free person. He can say what he wants. Does he deserve to lose his life over that? Nah, you just don't have to be around, bro. Let him know he's persona non grata. He's not invited. The same way I feel like the little Belton boy didn't deserve to die over 4 bottles of water. But what you'll immediately do is you will say, well, because this personally affects me, the N-word hurts my feelings, whatever punishment I deem fit to be doled out on the person who offends me is righteous. It is reasonable, right? And I'm like, do you ever stop to think that that's the same thing that Asian dude was thinking? Do you ever put yourself in his shoes and say, dude, I'm tired of these people stealing from me. I'm tired of these dudes arguing with me, threatening to do this and do that and do this to me. And let me tell you something. We could lie to ourselves and say, they never did. We know our own people. Our ego is undefeated. We will argue with you while we try after we try to steal your shit. And I'm not saying the Belton boy was stealing, and I'm not saying Rick Chow is innocent by any means. But I'm just saying, at some point, you have to know thyself. And at that point, you have to understand that there are people who are just as ignorant as you from other groups who will get jiggy with your ass at the drop of a dime because their ego is as big as your ego. And just like you don't like getting called the N-word, I mean, I've seen black dudes beat dudes almost to death, right? I've read stories in the news where black dudes killed dudes over owing them $5. This is a fact. And even though we know Belton did not steal, this guy, Rick Chow, was operating on that type of timing. He was like, I'm ready to kill somebody over stealing from me. And you guys, shut the F up. That's not fixing anything. You continuing to choose ignorance over rational thinking and common sense, that's not bringing that boy back, and that's not putting this is not putting Rick Chow in jail. Guys, I would love for you guys to come up, tell me what you think about the situation. The link is in the comments, but I'm going to actually go ahead and talk about, why this keeps happening, why people are able to kill black children and black people and then get off. Trayvon Martin, another situation that I feel was wrong. George Zimmerman should be in jail to this day, right? Black folks is ready to go to war over Chow. Y'all still got Zimmerman running around. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say, when Chow gets out, ain't nobody going to run up on Chow and kill Chow. Y'all vandalize his store. That's probably going to be the end of it, right? But I'm going to tell you why this is allowed to happen. Understand something. Costa, I got you. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. I'm bringing you up. Let me say this to you. And I love that somebody, D. Trell, where was your common sense at No Jumper? Well, you were watching No Jumper cheering black men going at each other violently. You were watching No Jumper cheering as black men disparaged each other. You were cheering as gang violence was put on display, people getting killed and murdered and sent to jail and all that stuff. And then Rick Chow killing a black kid that's 14 hurt your feelings. I don't watch No Jumper. You do. So more so than asking me about my behavior at No Jumper, my question to you, black man, is why are you watching No Jumper to see black on black disrespect daily? But then when it's an Asian dude doing something to a black kid, that's where you draw the line. Check your hypocrisy, bro. Check your hypocrisy. Somebody said, I was participating. Show me somebody I hit at No Jumper. Show somebody I touched at No Jumper. Yeah, I lost my temper at No Jumper, but it didn't escalate to somebody getting shot, which it very well could have because I have my gun all the time with me. But I checked myself. Hey, bro, this shit ain't worth it. This little squabbling is not worth losing your freedom or losing your life. Something that Rick Chow didn't do. Something that the black guy Rick Chow shot before in 2018 didn't do. Something that young Belton boy wasn't taught to do. And he's a child. So I'll say, you know what? He has, foolishness is tied up in the heart of a child. That's what the Bible says. So I give children a pass. Chow was totally wrong with what he did. But we have to get to the root cause of it to prevent it. Because if anything, what you learn from this is there are people who are killing black children and getting away with it. And because you don't have the capacity to fight the U.S. government, there's really nothing you can do to stop it. All you can do is either change it through political action, which most black folks don't vote. Voting don't mean nothing. So you don't believe in that. So the only other option you have is to start educating your children and really teaching them the rules of engagement when dealing with other people of other groups, and particular people like Rick Chow, who is ready to shoot you if he thinks you stole or if you get in an argument with him and he feels like you threatened him. And I don't just mean tell him all these folks is racist and you need to, I don't mean that. Hey, When you talking to a grown person, yes sir, no sir. If you ain't got no money to buy nothing, don't walk up in nobody's store. As a matter of fact, keep your ass out of that Asian man store down the way because bro carry a gun, he trigger happy, and he be ready to blast on folks. You have to teach your children because if you don't program them and teach them, somebody else will. And guess what? Rick Chow taught the little Belton boy a very hard lesson because the Belton boy's parents didn't teach him what he needed to know to preserve his life. The Bible says, raise a boy up, teach him the way he should go. Why is this 14-year-old boy walking around with a gun with a laser sight on it, a gun, period, going up in anybody's store? That's what I'm going to need y'all to explain to me. And why is that not a large part of the focus? Why is it just all what Rick Chow shouldn't have did and what he did wrong? Where are the parents? Because just as much as Rick Chow deserved to sit for the rest of his life in prison or get the death penalty, I think the parents deserve to do some time too. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. Do you know where your son is, armed to the teeth, up in a store, allegedly stealing, and then getting in an argument with folks and then getting shot? This sounds like some shit out of a very bad movie. But nobody wants to address all the things that led up to that situation. Rick Chow didn't make this boy walk up in his store. And he didn't steal. He was going to steal. That's why he took the bottles and put them back. If he wasn't going to steal, look, I walk in the store, I go grab what I need, walk to the front counter, pay, and I leave. You walk to the store, you grab what you need, you never make it to the counter. I don't know, somebody said the boy didn't put the shit in his pocket. I'll pull up the footage. Is the footage available? I'll pull it up. Then he leave the store, but he don't just leave. He argues with the people up in the store or outside the store or whatever, right? The argue with the store. My thing is this: if Rick Chow was gonna just shoot the boy in the back, right? Why Rick Chow didn't just shoot the boy when he first ran up out the store? Hey, I'm just bam, kill him. Do I think Rick Chow was like, I'm gonna kill me a nigga today? I don't think Rick Chow was operating like that. I think something happened off camera that we didn't see that made Rick Chow pull his gun and feel like he had to shoot bro. Now, was bro drawn down on bro's son? It couldn't. I honestly think it might have been a little fight that took place, and when Rick caught up with his old ass, his son was getting his ass whooped, and Rick pulled out the gun and blasted folk. That's what I think. That's more realistic to me. But no one's telling the truth. I know Rick Chow is lying about what he said. Oh, he had a gun aimed at my son. I know he's lying, and I know the son is lying because I know the pride and ego of men, even if he shot that boy in the back, those people are going to say, look, Rick Chow going to go down for his son. His son going to go down for his daddy, right? But where was Belton's dad? Where was the guy who was willing to risk his life to make sure his son made it home safely every single day? You can't be mad at them for riding for each other just because you don't want to ride for each other. You can't be mad at them for operating based on what they know to be true in that neighborhood just because you don't. You live in a violent neighborhood with a bunch of black people. Am I going to be mad at you for being armed? No. Am I going to be mad at you for chasing that kid out the store? Yes. Excuse me. Am I going to be mad at you for shooting your gun whenever you needed to? I don't know. I don't know. Not really. Because I understand when you're dealing with that type of environment, it's just dog eat dog. If somebody would have went in Rick Choi's store and killed him and his son, black people would have been like, oh man, that's messed up. And then been like, what's for dinner tonight? You don't care about his life. So you don't even care about his store or how he's going to feed his family. My question is, why do you think he should care about you or the Belton boy or any black person for that matter? It's like 50 Cent said, if we not going to be friends, can we at least agree to be enemies? Y'all black folks want to hate people, dislike people, disrespect people, and then want the people to be forced to like them. I got neighbors in this motherfucker who don't like me, and when I walk past them, fuck you too, and keep it moving. Or, I don't do that. I'm not going to say F you. I'm going to say, how you doing? And I'm going to be very polite. I know the motherfuckers don't like me. I know they don't, they probably wouldn't piss on me if I was on fire, right? but I understand what it is. What's understood don't need to be explained. If I see an Asian man with a gun who's known to shoot black people, shoot out black folks' windows, I'm going to tell my kid, don't you take your ass over to that store. I don't care if your ass got to walk 10 miles down the street. Do not take your ass in that store. Because this dude is trigger happy, and maybe he don't like black people. And maybe his reason for not blacking black folks is some shit we did. Like the 100 calls for theft and vandalism that he's had at that store over all the years he's worked there. All I know is the guy has a chip on his shoulder. He has a grudge with some black folks over whatever. And my kid's life is not going to be the sacrifice that needs to be made for black folks to understand that they need to stay the hell up out of that man's store. That's what I'm telling you. Don't be mad at me because I'm challenging you to have situational awareness. Let's be real. You don't like them. They don't like you. Why are you in their store? And I'm not saying this is like across the board at all. There's white people with black friends, black people with white friends, Asian, all that stuff. But in that particular case, you know, Rick Chow had an axe to grind with that community, which happened to be majority black. Why the hell was y'all in this man's store? And I'm sure there were many nice black folks who went in there and bought and didn't steal. But he had already been jaded against our community because of his experiences. Everyone is a sum of their experiences. You can't come to someone and say, you shouldn't have acted based on your experiences. Because I got black folks telling me today that white folks who never owned slaves or a plantation owe them reparations. Why? Because that was a messed up experience that we never experienced, but we won't pay based on the experience of our ancestors. So what do you think? So we've made it very clear. Experience matters. Experience plays a factor in the actions that you take in the present. What was this man's experience? Did you even care to find out? Because I bet most of y'all didn't know he shot out a woman window in 2015 who threatened him and stole from his store. They determined that he was innocent and determined that he was within his rights. Then he actually shot a man in the leg who stole out of his store, then assaulted and attacked him when he confronted him, right? That's his experience. If he is wrong to operate a certain way or be jaded by his experience, then y'all need to shut the hell up about reparations today, right now. See, we love telling people, well, you should just let it go and control yourself and you need to be an adult. And then we out here fighting on the Carnival cruise ship and everything else acting like some damn animals. You got to lead by example. I would ask black folks, okay, show me where you're displaying the behavior that you would like him to display. Let me come jack something from your house or let you, how many black folks then fell out with their whole family because they think because the person stole from them. I remember my granny and my mama, they almost got in a knockdown, drag out fight if I wouldn't have been there because my grandma accused my mom of stealing a spatula and my mom going off. And I'm like, why you tripping, man? You know she tripping. She like, I bought the damn spatula. I'm the one who gave her the spatula for a gift. And they was at each other's throat. Like two Rick Chows, huh? I'm just saying. Let me get my boy in here real quick. Costa in the building. Unmute your mic, Costa. I'm going to get a link to some more of y'all. Like, the thing about this channel is I'm going to speak, but I'm going to speak the truth. If you don't like it, oh, well, man. Because look, I'm too old now. I got grandma beard. If I don't get no elderly wisdom, then I'm up here wasting your time, and I'm up here wasting my time. Costa, is you in this thing? Unmute your mic, Costa. Anyway,
yeah.
So when here you go. Oh shoot!
I'm in this thing, man.
What's up, bro? Give me what's your thoughts on it,
bro? You know my thoughts, bro. It's a Lil Wayne, and unfortunately, bro, he got killed with his gun on him. I don't feel sorry for no nigga who get killed with their gun on them. I don't care how old you are. Yeah, that Asian man could have very well been lying. I don't think he pointed the gun at him. But here's the thing. He's not here to defend his side. It's the Asian man's word, and that's it. Oh, yeah, and his son. You saw his son with the hat to the back, right? So his son he hip to the game. He
His
hip to
son
the
got a little
culture.
bit of hood in him.
He got a little hood in him. I don't know if you saw that viral video of the Asian out there in Houston. What's your bitch ass gonna do? He one of them Asians.
Oh, okay,
You
okay.
know, he got a little culture, a little swag to him. So he know what's up, bro. Like he probably did see the bump on the little kid. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that the kid pointed it at him. I don't think he pointed it at him, but it's justifiable that he got killed, bro. I think the Asian dude could have been trying to shoot him in the leg, like he shot the last nigga in the leg. But when you chasing somebody and you shooting a gun at the same time, bro, the accuracy is off. Maybe he went a little bit too high and hit him in the back, and that's how it happened, man. Here's the thing: the parents, we need to stop all of this victimhood shit. Because why is your son out here with a bump on him, with a beam,
Hey,
and he
Costa,
got
look,
one in the chamber? Who you op shopping? So
God,
before you go op shop, you need to get something to drink, right? But you ain't got no money, so you trying to go up in the Asian shop to steal. So,
right.
so what I saw an Asian man potentially prevent black on black violence. A YN taking out another YN because that's what he carrying it for. He ain't carrying it for the Asian man because if he was, he'd have upped it on him. He'd have upped it
Hey,
on him. So
hey,
yeah,
I
bro,
can't
like
lie.
niggas be so defenseless when it come to other people. We take other people for like oh they can't do nothing to me. And now he gone, bro. He played with his life, man. I don't feel sorry for no nigga who get killed with their gun on them, bro. I'm sorry.
Man, it's a rough situation. I'm having a rough situation too because nobody can't see you up here because I'm trying to put you in the thing, but it ain't doing it for me. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, yeah, man. Like, look, what we got 14-year-old kids running around with guns, man, with laser sights on them, man. Like, Rick Choi is living in a different world than most of us are living in. I feel like I live in a white neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like my neighborhood is predominantly white. I grew up in the hood all day long, and I saw dudes getting shot. I mean, look at if you watch No Jumper, look at the dude Jay Hood. That dude got out of jail off a murder day where he killed somebody. Black folks celebrating that dude. I just don't understand why it's so arbitrary. You like Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. And I feel that. But Black life gotta matter to black people first. Because I think if Black life mattered, then that boy's daddy or mama would have been like, don't take your ass in that store. Your life has to matter to you more than it matters to anyone else.
Facts, bro. Facts.
Your life has to when you in the 8th grade, like I'm a person who did take a gun to school, but we were having an all-out race war with Hispanics from a gang called West Side Longo. You walk home, you ain't got blick, you probably gonna end. There's a great chance that you're gonna end up dead. I was playing football. We was in practice ending at night. You know, sometimes you just didn't have a ride. You got to get to the bus. And on the way to the bus, you got cholos, you know what I'm saying? Longo, Longero, whatever. And when you walking, they're hanging out in the alley and they used to hang out in front of a place called Mama Mia's Pizza. Now them dudes is high as hell out their mind and they ready to get blacks. And the beef was going back and forth. Black people was doing shit to them. They was doing stuff to black folks, but I was a football player just trying to play ball. But am I gonna lose my damn life because I'm just walking around oblivious? I don't know what's going on. Now, thank goodness I didn't have to use that on nobody. But at the same time, when I went in the store, I paid with my money. At the same time, when I went to Jack in the Box or whatever, I paid with my money. And if someone says something to me, like get the fuck out of my store or something like that, I didn't argue with them. Look, I protest with my feet. You don't want me here? I'ma just leave. There was no argument to be had, man. And sometimes I feel like a lot of our people, we just gotta learn to walk away, man. We just gotta learn. Look, f you. You don't want me here? I'm gone. Why is an eighth grader with a gun on him arguing with a grown man and his son? You already outnumbered. You clearly outgunned. What win was there in this situation? If you got 4 water bottles and you have $4, pay the damn money and get the hell out the store.
I don't think he
If
was
not,
outgunned though, B. It was one blick versus another blick, bro. He could have very well shot that
I'm
Asian.
sure the son has something on him.
You think so?
I mean, I can't imagine the father having something on him and the son not.
I mean, the son looked like he was with it the way that hat was tilted to the back, bro.
Long Dixon, guys, the link is in the comments. This guy's called said Long Dixon, right? He said because he wasn't like that. What kid carrying a gun on him ain't like that?
Bro, I got shot. I got
I
shot when
carried
I
a
was
gun when I was in
15.
a gang.
Yeah, everybody who carry a gun, they like that, bro. I got shot when I was 15, bro. It's little kids out here carrying switches at 12, bro.
Bro, but you know we love to exist in this world where we want people to believe what we say but don't believe what you're seeing. Bro, people is all over, black folks is all over social media waving switches around. And then you want people to believe if a kid got a gun on him, he ain't like that? Come on, bro.
Double
Come
trigger
on,
40 with a
bro.
beam. That boy had double trigger 40 with a beam. And
Man,
still got taken off, bro. Nuh-uh. Cause I'm telling you, he would have been faster up that month on this op, bro. Like he would
man.
it could have just looked like his op. It didn't have to be his op. And it looked like it. He finna up it and spray the corner, nigga. Like, and you running from no. Nah, I can't defend that. And then we look stupid trying to defend it. We look stupid trying to play the victim card, bro, because he had a gun, bro. It's his word versus the other person's word. Sorry, his word can't be heard.
Man, it's just oh my god, man. It's a rough situation. I think Chow is guilty. Obviously, if you just go on the merits of the case, but what people really don't want to accept, and this is a hard one for us to get as black people, for like honestly, uh, at the end of the day, y'all want me to tell y'all the truth about trials? Have you ever been on trial? I've been on trial. Trial is just a decision being made by the public as to whether they would like you to remain in society or if they would like to remove you from society. And what those folks during that trial decided was that they would rather have Rick Chow in their society, even if it was at the expense of Cyrus Benton. What's his name? Cyrus Belton? Wait, I don't want to get his name wrong. Uh, Even if it was at the cost or expense of this little boy, Cyrus Belton's life. That's what it is. Look, the whole jury was white. Chow was Asian. I don't think white folks have a particular affinity for Asians. I
They just
think
don't
that
like us.
I think white folks is just that tired of black people to where they're like, yes, we gonna F you over, even if you are in the right. Why? Because they're tired of seeing what they see all over social media, YouTube, and all that. They were willing to give this man the benefit of the doubt. And I promise you, a lot of what they, a lot of the, a large part of the decision that they made was based on what they see. And not only in that city, right? But also just on social media and on the internet. I'm being
Team,
real.
team takeovers all over the country, bro.
Takeover,
Yeah,
man.
bro. Listen, and you got so many black people who are attributing this to Latasha Harlan or even Trayvon Martin. These were two unarmed black kids who was gunned down by suspected or alleged white supremacists, bro. I mean, the Latasha Harlan, the lady was Korean.
Duh, that was rough.
Yeah, shot, and she didn't have a like. We not no. I'm not putting a YN in the same category as Latasha Harlan. She was completely innocent. This YN, I don't know if folks had a body on him or not. Cause you carrying one with a laser beam that's telling me you proficient at something.
Man, it's just so crazy, man. Like, uh we can't just We can't just be like, I don't know why in the world this guy would even have a gun. I don't understand why he would think the kid was stealing. Like when I walk in a store, people don't assume I'm gonna steal. Like,
Yeah. Hey, you listen. He looked like he was stealing, bro. He looked like I done stole before, and I know the motion. So this probably ain't even the first time he stole. Usually they don't catch you the first time. You know, they scared to say something to you. They don't know who you is. They don't know you gonna flip out. But if you keep coming in that motherfucker stealing, bro, they gonna catch you.
man, look, so Long Dixon said they acknowledged a firearm was recovered near the teen's body, but introduced multiple eyewitnesses who stated Carmack Belton never pointed the gun or threatened anyone. And I'm like, bro, you in a black neighborhood, bro.
Yeah, bro. I
They gonna
don't I
lie, bro.
don't believe he
They
pointed the
gonna
gun.
lie. Listen, man, we
But
are. I'm
it
black,
don't
right?
matter.
And for one, I don't think they had any eyewitnesses who said that he didn't point the gun. I think there were eyewitnesses who like saw the aftermath. Because from what I read, there wasn't any eyewitness who was like, yes, I saw it and this or that happened, because they were not able to go into detail as to what transpired between the son, Cyrus, and then later on Rick Chow. There was nobody who was able to walk that down, like lay that out, right? But my whole point is like the result of it. There's nothing we could do about the result of it, but we can go. We can just try to work on preventing it from happening again. I'm on bro, I was on TikTok. I swear I hate TikTok. I was on TikTok. Somebody invited me to a live, and you got black people talking about they ready for a race war.
Them,
with,
niggas-
with,
them
with
niggas
they
ain't
go
ready for
look.
no
They go.
race war.
They about to go on they about to have a race war with white folks over an Asian dude killing a black dude.
Funny as
And let me tell you, the girl was, oh, this and that, and yeah, an eye for an eye. Was a female, right? And I asked her a very simple question. I said, look, I said, I said, so you want me to throw my life away? You want black men and women to throw their life away, right? Over this kid who chose to carry a gun and, going into this store where this man got a history of tripping on black people. And I said, what happens when I lose my life and now my kid, who doesn't do these type of things, who's not running around with a gun, who works hard, does her schoolwork, goes to school, comes straight home. So she gets to lose her father so that I can throw my life away for a kid whose parents didn't even see fit to see what the hell this kid was up to and make sure he wasn't running around toting a gun. She said, I didn't say you need to do violence. 2 minutes before that, she was screaming for a race war. I said, well, you talking about an eye for an eye. Those black folks, all 240 of them said, well, eye for an eye could mean a lot of things. And that's our energy. They
yeah.
on there screaming. They on the warpath. They chanting and putting on face paint. But then when someone actually introduces a logical question, it's, oh, well, we didn't mean do violence. What the hell do eye for an eye mean?
Yeah.
What the hell does race war
I've run
mean?
into similar situations, bro. Like, I listen, when I first heard the case when it first happened a few years ago, I was pissed off. I'm like, no way, man. We just lost a lead. He looked like a good little kid. And then I heard that one piece of information that they just like gloss over most of the time, that detail that he had a gun on him. When I heard that, bro, I'm like, oh yeah, fair game immediately. Because like
Bro,
like we playing. Like Negroes really be playing, bro. But other people don't be playing the games that you play. Like I really don't get it, bro. Like he got a history of this, and I'm pretty sure this ain't the first time he had a verbal altercation with these people.
man, this kid, man, I don't
Like,
even
so
think
you
this.
know they like that, bro. Like, why you ain't ready? Why you ain't ready to blow them down there, bro? And that's all I'm saying. And if we so mad about this, why Daddy ain't crashing out like Rodney crashed out when the cop killed his son, and he went and took one of them deputies out. Why you ain't taking nobody
Like
out there?
Rodney, the dude in Cincinnati, you talking about?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Rodney. He like, hey, my little son was a YN, but nigga, you still ain't finna take my son
Oh,
without me taking no.
oh,
Hey, I'll be okay with that too. I'm
let me
cool with that too if it happened the other way. But guess what? It's not gonna happen. Chow
let me
finna
tell
get
you
put up,
this.
bro. He finna get put up in a white neighborhood where he ain't got to deal with niggas no more.
Listen, let me tell you this, bro. Um, but the parents, you know what? Why they telling us to go have a race war, right? The parents is trying to file a civil suit and get some money from Rick Chow.
Money.
It's always about the same thing.
All
How
about the
much?
bag,
Like
bro.
Tupac said, tell me what a black life's worth. About $2 to $3 million, because that's what the parents accept every time one of these kids get killed, and then they're also barred from talking about it. You accept this money, you got to let it go. You can't talk about it, and they're okay with that
Yep, yep.
whole
Look at
time.
Trayvon Martin, mama. She done ran for political office.
And lost. You know,
She
she got her
done
little.
tried to build a political career off the death of her son.
Yeah, yeah. So all I'm saying is, like, you want me to go to have a race war and take myself away from my kids, right? But all you trying to do is get a check. All you trying to do is get a damn check. So I'm supposed to throw my life away so that you can get a check for the death of your kid? If you kill mine, your ass is dead. Straight up. I'm gonna act like I'm all happy. I'm gonna be smiling. You
Yes,
know what? I understand. You
yeah.
know, my son was in there with a gun. He should, bro. As soon as I catch your ass, you done.
Bro,
You
you
better,
killed
you
fam.
gotta move back to China,
Nobody
bro.
in your family safe. I don't care if it was justifiable you killed my son. Nobody in your family safe. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm talking kids, babies, every dogs. Everybody getting it. Everybody gonna get it. But everybody ain't like me. They know who to hit though. They know who to try. They try the right people, the right targets, because they know. Listen, ain't no money you can pay me. I
Okay.
can't live.
Let's look at the footage, because I've actually never watched the footage. Let's check out this footage, cause let's see what the young scholar was doing that led up to the situation.
Scholar, I like that.
You know, he was a young scholar. That's what happened after, we catch him with a switch. But it's like, and you know what's funny too, Costa? As I'm pulling up that video, the video of Carmelo Anthony, the kid who stabbed the young white boy in the heart in Texas, right? Um, that popped up. And I remember black folks was like, yeah, that dude went up to Carmelo, and Carmelo was justified pulling out a knife and stabbing this kid in the heart. That kid didn't steal nothing from Carmelo. He didn't touch Carmelo. Carmelo said, hey, you put your hands on me, watch what happened. Pulled out the knife, stabbed this kid, and he died. And black people said that was okay.
No, I heard he did touch him, bro. Like
Well, I
he
think he pushed
pushed him,
him. Yeah, he pushed
but
him.
that still ain't justifiable for you
Right.
stabbing him
That's
outside.
okay. But I'm just saying, like, what crime or suspected crime is worthy of you, shooting somebody or stabbing somebody in the heart, for that matter? It's always like it ain't us, so you could have did something different. Meanwhile, I done seen black folks and knock down, drag out fights in the street over minor shit. You got black folks crashing out in fast food places for you getting their order wrong.
For real.
And then the same
You saw the lady in Indiana. She hit the white girl
and
and
died.
and died, bro. Like you got a heart problem trying to fight, lady, and you 75.
Black folks is the king of crash out.
For real.
But when
Like
somebody else crash out, oh, it's unacceptable. Oh my God. And I'm not saying that what Rick Chow did was acceptable. I'm just saying if anybody was to understand somebody just flipping the fuck out, it should be black folks, because we do it a lot. All right, let's see. They really following, bro.
yeah, you can hurry up and bath for show.
They thinking bro trying to steal, and here go another. Look at this black dude. He didn't get shot. Now I want you to watch this black man right here. He going in there safely. He walked in. He going. I'm sure I never watched this. He's probably gonna purchase his shit and leave. This boy in the back is hovering around. Now he could be perusing. You know what I'm saying? He could be just shopping. But as a store owner who's had a lot of people steal, your first thought is gonna be, bro, trying to steal. And people think, oh, if I steal, this don't hurt nobody. Bro, when you operate in stores and stuff, you're operating on very thin margins. Somebody stealing, too much stealing could put your damn store out of business. Yeah, bro, what is you doing? Okay, he opened his door. Okay. Okay, is there some more? Okay, so they watching, bro, at this point.
Yeah. He up and by.
Yeah. Hey, bro, I used to work at a grocery store. I knew who was stealing. I watched their ass on camera steal shit, put it up, Muslims mostly, sticking it up under their little hijabs and shit, trying to steal. So they know when somebody trying to steal out their store. These people ain't dumb.
Hey, I'm admitting, I used to steal, bro. I know what it looked like. I used to be that nigga.
Alice Chow.
Alice Chow?
Yes.
Okay. And then the other male we've seen in the videos with the hat on backwards too?
Andy Chow.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's the son, Andy. So his son is like damn near grown.
No, he's grown for sure.
Yeah, he grown. I thought it was like a young boy.
He just kind of looked like a little YG or young Gook.
Okay, so they chased him out the store. Okay, so they think bro stole.
Rick Chow.
But just off of that little footage, y'all.
But there's a different clip from the parking lot of them where you see where they give chase to him, because he turns around and see them in pursuit. Once he see them in pursuit, he take off. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I believe he did not point the gun. They may have noticed the gun on him while he was running. You know what I'm saying? Like, and opted to shoot him.
So I don't believe they're racist, because there's plenty of black people walking in, buying stuff and all that. But these just black folks who ain't coming in with the intent of stealing. So black folks are shopping at this store regularly and not getting killed. And that's probably what the jury was looking at when they was deciding whether they was going to cook this dude or not. Okay, so he goes out. Bro got a backpack. Okay, this is my question. It's going to be a lot of black folks. He wouldn't steal nothing. Okay, so why did he walk in the store? Why did he pick up the water? He didn't even buy anything. So why did he go in the store? He went in the store.
He was checking the nutritional facts on the water to see if it's too much sodium in there.
Intent counts for something. This we all know, and this is where I don't like how some of my people, we be dishonest with ourselves. Everybody in these comments know that this boy was in there trying to steal something. Everybody knows. Why did he walk through the whole? He was waiting for them to get distracted up in the front so he could stuff some shit in his backpack or up in his pocket. We get that. Now, did he steal anything? No, he put it back. But how are they supposed to know that?
No, he put it back once he saw Hetty up and by behind him fixing them goddamn chips. And once he opened the freezer up and she was right there on the side, stepping up, Hetty up and by, shaking the shit.
Yeah,
that's when he put it away.
And the daddy, right. So you saying he was headed out with it?
No, I'm not saying he was headed out with it. When he was sitting right there in the freezer, he you can see reflections through that glass.
Right.
He can feel and see that lady behind him.
No, he know
Heady
they
up and
watching
by.
him. He
So
know
he
they
like, I
watching
know
him.
I'm being watched. Let me just put this shit back
If he,
because they see
listen,
me.
he knows they're watching him. That's
Yeah.
why he's walking around acting, trying to pretend like he's buying. Somebody said he went in there to buy water. So why didn't he buy the water? That's my question.
And my question is, how much money he had on him?
So so
I
so
bet
look at
he
what
had no money on him.
look right. Did they determine that? Look at so this person says, who cares if he's trying to steal something? It's none of your effing business. Well, they care because it actually is their business. If it's none of our business, why are black people all over social media calling for a race war? If it's just none of our business,
I
why don't
think
we
it's
say,
stage outrage, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro, niggas only get conscious with some shit when somebody get nailed, bro. Like George Floyd get his neck nailed on. Everybody conscious, bro. People sliding in my inbox. Hey, bro, like, bro, I was just trying to get your ass on the train about 3 months ago, and you was knocking it down because you got white friends that you kick it with every day, bro. But now it's pro blackness, bro, and we got to stick together because everybody's trying to get a bro. I know anybody who's saying race war or anything about this case, bro. I psychologically distance myself from them.
no, you have to, especially when you get a certain age. So this person, Mr. MRO Francis, whatever, he said, Mr. O Francis, he says, what was the kid's threat to them? He didn't pull a gun and point it at them, even though he may allegedly have had a gun. But what was the real threat? But this is my issue with you, Mr. O Francis. You have no proof that he didn't pull a gun.
It's
Where's
his
your
word
proof?
versus Chow's
It's
word,
their
and
word versus
unfortunately,
his
he
word.
dead, bro. That's just how the law works. Y'all gotta understand laws, man.
Listen, if this boy would have never, decisions, actions have consequences, right? If this boy would have never went in that store with the intention to steal, he would be alive to this day. Sometimes you do things and you know it's wrong to do, right? But but the consequences come before you have a chance to go the other way. It's like Boys in the Hood. We saw that movie, right? Ricky didn't do shit, but Doughboy then was banging. Doughboy then was running around getting gangster. Remember he pulled the gun on them dudes? What, we got a problem and all that shit?
Mm-hmm.
Innocent Ricky got killed because Doughboy pulled the gun on
Yep.
some other gang members, didn't use it. They came back later on the next day and killed his brother. I don't understand why it's so hard for black folks to grasp this idea. Just because you don't do something wrong, just the intent to do something, it sometimes can cost you your life. It could cost you your life, right? Your mama, um, your mama could tell you all day, hey, don't be running around here messing with them little girls. Don't be running around here messing with them little girls. You know what I'm saying? You might have sex with the girl. And you could feel as bad as you want to about it. Man, I should have did that. Or you might be going over there with the intent of having sex with the girl. And you go in the house, y'all in there starting to get cracking, and you hear her daddy come in the door. You didn't get no pussy, but you intended to get some. And even though in the minute that you heard her daddy's keys hit that door, you knew you was wrong, and you was like, I ain't gonna do it. That ain't gonna stop you from suffering the consequences when this man catch you in his house. Sometimes just having the intent to do something is enough to hurt you. That's why it's like me, I don't steal. I never stole nothing. Because my granny used to tell me, if you lie, you'll steal. And if you steal, you'll kill. This boy going in a store to steal something with
I
a
don't
gun
know.
on him. How do we know the boy wasn't gonna rob the fucking store? How do we know the boy wasn't in the store with the gun and the only thing that stopped him was the fact that another black dude came up in the store right behind him?
How we know that after that altercation, after they chased him, he wasn't gonna come back with some of his little goons and poke the store later or rob the store later.
But he had a gun on him in the store
Yeah.
with a laser sight on it. I'm just saying, man, y'all could sit up and argue people's intentions and, oh, what was he gonna do? Da-da-da. Guess what, man? Situational awareness on his part. I'm
I
not.
will say I'm a lying motherfucker. I done lied before, and I done stole before, but I ain't never took nobody life, bro. And
She
I
said,
definitely don't intend to, but I will if I got to, man.
just me, Andra, just me, Andrea, just me, Drea said, no boy died 2 weeks after Ricky's funeral. Yeah, yeah.
I
And
mean, that's
remember,
usually that get back usually come fast.
hell yeah, and especially in L.A. And
Yeah,
you saw
yeah. Everybody
Trey.
knew everybody in L.A.
Trey jumped out that motherfucker car. Nah, man, let me out, though. He knew. Now, if Trey had got his ass shot getting out of the car, he would have had suffered consequences for what he intended to do. See, and people, you just saying anything because you trying to justify this. There's no way to justify this. Rick Chow is 100% wrong, but two things can be true at the same time. Rick Chow was wrong, and this situation was totally wrong because you guys are saying this was a racially motivated shooting, but I'm watching black folks walk in and out of this damn store safely. They come in, they buy their shit, they leave. So they chased him out the store. Yeah, his son was big. The mama was even coming to whoop his ass.
Okay. Slide 20
Hurry
seconds.
up and buy. So he walks out the store. The son goes, yeah, they tripping. They tripping. The water situation, I'm following dudes to the parking lot, it's crazy. And there's other black people in the parking lot.
This the angle when he give chase.
Okay. Why are you running? Bro, if I didn't steal nothing, I ain't running. I ain't running, period.
Did you ever, the crime scene was unable to collect the shoe and the cell phones from where they were originally found because Alice Chow had already moved them?
That is correct.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to skip a couple here and go to slide 24 of states number 4.
Okay, yeah, they going after bro. Yeah, and I'm with everybody that this is wrong to do. Why are you chasing this dude? You totally off the block. Y'all going crazy. Alice Chow, she walking behind these fools. The wife. Yeah, they were wrong. 100%, I would say. Why are they back at this?
He's 14. He was scared. He wasn't scared to go up in that. Man, stop lying, bro.
So the mama, the one who said he took something,
Yeah, it was mama.
He's telling her, I ain't got nothing in my pockets. So why is you running? I would have been ready to beat the shit out of one of these dudes if they would have tried to touch me.
I'd have stood right there until the police came.
Man, I would have stood right there and dared them to touch me. I told you I ain't got nothing now. Hey, at that point, if you really fear your life was in danger, bro, you got blick, bro. He 14. He got a gun, dumbass.
Up that motherfucker.
Hitman J. He got a gun, bro. What you mean he's scared? He got a gun.
He had it. I mean, it had to be in his waistband or in that bag.
Bro, come on, bro. Now he's scared.
I know, right? He wasn't scared to go in the store, though.
Bro, this boy ain't scared. I don't even. Man, look. Hey, if you're scared,
He's 14, he's scared. Beat it, man. He eye level with these people.
Listen. Look, he's scared. Bro, walk right out. Look, it's another black man in the store and a black female. If you scared, why wouldn't you be like, hey, bro, hey, sit like they tripping. They own me. When he goes out the store, it's another black lady standing outside.
So you got somebody saying they don't believe he had a gun. So like, okay, so
Uh,
y'all saying they planted the gun on him.
so you see these black people, right? That don't even make sense.
It don't.
You see these black people, they watching, they looking like what the fuck going on. The lady thought you stole. You've been lurking around her store looking suspicious as hell. There's plenty of black folks. 1, 2, 3. 3 black people, 3 Asians. What is he scared of? I don't know one black person in America walk in the store and be like, I'm terrified. Come on, bro. You just said, oh, Vic, I didn't even see what you were saying. Hey, guys, if y'all want me to see it, put it in the super chat. We actually have a challenge, y'all. We trying to get 5 super chats of $10 or more. And if we get that, then I'll keep doing these hood streams. Because I really don't like talking about this stuff, because I just feel like a lot of black folks, like a lot of us, we just don't care about what's right, wrong. We don't care about the situational awareness. We don't care about how other people see things. We just want it our way right now. Only difference is we don't do what it takes to get things our way. That's the problem. You ain't electing judge.
We just want it handed to us. We don't want to actually work and be like, how can we move forward if we not being honest with each other, man? We
Why?
can't be honest and where is our fault in this situation? And that's what I'm saying. Like, we letting the parents completely off the hook. Your son out here with a gun. You failed him.
So somebody said, you guys are wild. You guys are wilding because there's nowhere in that video that kid pulls a threat to 2 grown men to get shot by one of them, even at allegedly he had a gun on him. You didn't see him. Yeah, but none of us saw the situation that played out once it got to the point where he got shot. That's the part. No one's wild. That's how he got off, because no one saw.
Yeah, that's just the way the law works, and y'all want the law to work for you.
You want the law to work for you, but you don't want to respect the law, follow the law. At the end of the day, I'm going to say, if this kid, I'm going to say the same thing. If this kid wasn't stealing, what the hell is he running from? That's my question. If he stealing, what is he running from at this point? That's all I'm saying. Because to me, that don't really make no damn sense. You stealing, but you not stealing, but you running. Now, and like I said, I'm not justifying what Chow did. I'm just saying the way I look at the situation. Why are we running when we didn't steal nothing? Why aren't we calling our parent? Hey, they over here accusing me of stealing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions that I'm asking in this situation. Like, for real. Because this shouldn't have never happened. This should have never went down the way it went down. And what's this? Okay, so this is where they chase him. What is this guy saying? And I'm telling you, black folks ain't gonna stop shopping at that store. If Chow open up that store in a week, they gonna be right up in there buying shit.
Ty, let me show you 61 and 62. You recognize those also to be just screenshots from videos we watched?
Yes, they are.
Okay. And what about 60?
A lot of people keep saying, well, they didn't find any stolen merchandise on him. Okay, but he's still dead. That's why I'm telling you, you could be innocent and still die. Do you realize that? You can be innocent and still die. Innocent children and stuff get killed every day because of a bad decision that somebody makes. This boy, Rick Chow, made the wrong decision. His son also made the wrong decision. And because of that, it cost this boy his life. But I'm saying, y'all gonna just ignore everything else surrounding this case for what? What are you like, what does it do for you? We have a problem in our community. We have a problem with vandalism. We have a problem with theft. We have a problem with general respect for other people. We have a problem with gun violence. Our kids is running around with guns with laser sights on them. Like, you don't understand that people are afraid of our children. People are afraid of our children. And when you have people who are afraid of your children, if you lash out and do something against our children, other people who are afraid of our children understand and they'll side with you. And that's what this was. You can sum this up. This was the result of black fatigue. Then white people said, I know that man was tired of their black ass because I'm tired of their black ass. I'm not sending that man to jail for the rest of his life because he got fed up. I'm fed up with him. And we gonna keep on screaming, well, he didn't have nothing. Look, bro, when somebody fed up with you, it don't matter what you did or didn't do. They're gonna do their damnedest to get rid of your ass. Am I wrong here? Gosh, am I making that shit up? Having a gun isn't grounds for being murdered. And yet he got murdered. And yet he's not here no more. And yet that man just got found not guilty. This is what I'm trying to tell black people. Situational awareness. Shit that happened prior literally contributed to this boy ending up dead. No, I'm not wrong. There's no evidence to disprove the claim, 100%. At the end of the day, this is their word against nobody's word. This is their word against nobody's word. People, listen, this gonna keep on happening. I just want y'all to know. This gonna keep on happening. Until black folks get control of their kids, this gonna keep on happening. You look at you look on the internet, right? And you looking at these young black kids, man. What do you see? What do you see kids who look and are dressed up like this boy, Cyrus Belton? What do you see them doing? In my opinion, all Cyrus Belton had to do was walk in, buy whatever, and leave. He didn't. He was trying to steal. He was trying to steal. They see our kids.
I say, it's me, JC and Buck, play with us, you put his body in the truck, then we take him to the dump. And they know we play for keeps, and they know that we ain't sweep. Grab a broom, we finna sweep. O-Block finna clean the streets. Boy, you better grab a heat or get put up on a T. Put your name by RIP or your name get turned to weed.
Boy, you better grab a heat or get put up on a T. What does that mean? What does that mean? You better grab a heat or get put up on a T. Come on, bro. What do you mean? All you got to do is look at the freaking internet. What is this? Oh, shoot, I don't want to. This is what we're promoting. This is what we're promoting. Our kids on the internet, switches, guns, automatics, semi-automatics, and then, oh, they didn't even do nothing. Are you supposed to wait for them to do something? You might think it's not a big deal because you're not dealing with it. These other groups of people do think it's a big deal because their kids aren't doing that. Their kids are not doing that. You understand? Their kids aren't doing it. So you can, like, there's a mature way to approach this, and there's an immature way to approach it. The mature way is to say this guy, Rick Chow, is wrong as two left shoes. He's wrong as two left shoes, right? But at the same time, this situation could have easily been prevented. Rick Chow has a history of shooting black folks. He has a history of confronting black people for stealing from his store, right? Why am I going in that store to steal knowing that this man chased folks down, right? and he is willing to shoot. He has a history. So what I'm asking black folks is like, instead of sitting up trying to make a bunch of excuses and talk about how it shouldn't have happened, I'm questioning the situational awareness here. Let's look at this. Brandon, you lying. So these men coming out of Louisville, Kentucky is lying too.
Community activists wanted changes to protect Louisville kids. 4 of them have been shot in just 3 days this week. Wave News reporter Logan Perrone wanted to dive into these numbers and trace the differences in how this problem feels like it's exploded this summer. Logan?
Yeah, Jose, this is data that we actually pulled from Louisville's gun violence dashboard. It shows the number of non-fatal shootings from the start of this year through May 23rd. Now, in that time, it's the people between the ages of 18 and 44 that made up the bulk of those non-fatal shooting victims. Now, that changed this summer since May 23rd, which is the last day of school that JCPS had. The 11 to 17 age group has the highest percentage of non-fatal shooting victims. And again, since school left out, 17 kids have been injured in shootings and 4 have been killed. Tonight, one organization is calling on everyone in the city to be part of the change. A string of shootings getting the attention of activists in Louisville and pointing to the ongoing issues with the city's gun violence.
I would say to my friends, my neighbors, fellow citizens, enough is enough.
James Linton and the team at Community Connections Group believe a lack of structure and space for children in Louisville is a root cause for the summer surge in youth gun violence. LMP.
So I know when they say youth gun violence, they're not talking about white people. I know when they say youth gun violence, they're not talking about Asians. They're not talking about Asians. I know when they say youth gun violence, I know they're not talking about Mexicans. They're talking about black people. And when you have this, when this is the image of yourself that you're exporting, people are going to deal with you in a certain way. They're going to deal with you in a certain way, whether you like it or not. They're going to deal with you a certain way, whether you like it or not. You could get mad at me, call me names. That boy still is dead, and that Asian man still walk free. So that means something got to change about the way we are approaching the situation. Because clearly, nothing going to change about the way they're approaching it.
Something right out of the news cycle. Lock, thank you for joining me. Today is just going to be me and you. We're going to talk about something right out of the news cycle. The verdict today in the Rick Chow case. This is a man, I believe, in the South Carolina area that had been charged with murder of a 14-year-old black kid who had entered into Rick Chow's gas station. Rick Chow, older Asian man, and his 23-year-old son and the mother, Rick Chow's wife, were all working in the gas station convenience store in an area of South Carolina that looked, working class, lower working class, perhaps ghetto. They had a gas station that was frequented by predominantly black people and minorities and low income people, some white people, but the gas station in the hood. 14-year-old boy enters into the gas station. He's wearing a hoodie. There's video surveillance that they've released where, the kid does seem to be milling around the gas station, does appear to be up to no good. And I could see why Rick Chow, his wife, and his 23-year-old son was like, hey, I think this guy is shoplifting, because I think you can see the mother kind of following him and looking at him, particularly the kid stands in front of one of those refrigerators that are in gas stations with all the drinks, and his behavior seems suspicious. He's wearing a hoodie. His hands are in the pocket of the hoodie. And I believe the mother said, hey, I think this kid is shoplifting. And you can see on the videotape, they confront the kid about, are you shoplifting? This is while he's in the store, and the kid denies it, but he won't take his hands out of his hoodie pocket, but he denies it and does some motion that kind of indicates like, hey, I'm not doing anything. Kid walks out of the store pretty calmly. The dad, Rick Chow, and the 23-year-old son follow him out of the store. 14-year-old boy starts running. Rick Chow and the son start running after the boy. Now, this is where things get dicey. They chase this kid for like 100 yards because they think he stole some kind of bottled water or some sort of drink. In court, it's being argued that it was a bottle of water that was worth $1. Well, as we come to find out through the investigation, the kid stole nothing. They were wrong. He hadn't shoplifted anything. And they were chasing him under the false pretense that he stole a bottle of water. At some point, the kid trips and falls down. The prosecutor in the case argued in closing arguments, this is based on my understanding what I've read this morning, that the gun the kid was carrying in his hoodie fell to the ground when the kid tripped and fell. And the kid picked up the gun at some point, and Rick Chow says, and the son say, that the kid pointed the gun at Rick Chow's son, and Rick Chow shot the 14-year-old boy in the back. Kid dies. There's some mitigating circumstances here that Rick Chow, according to an eyewitness, some young woman that was in school, I think to be an EMT or whatever, tries to do chest compressions and save the child. Rick Chow drops to his knees and does mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on the 14-year-old child. And the witness says she was so amazed because he was engulfing the kid's vomit and spitting it out as he's doing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on the kid. And so Rick Chow shot the kid, and I think they're saying he like stood over top of it. He didn't shoot the kid from a distance. The kid ran 130 yards. That's 30 yards longer than a football field, just so you have in your mind the length that this kid had run and the length that Rick Chow and his son chased after this boy. More than a football field. The dispute is about whether, did the kid point the gun at Rick Chow's son? Because that's Rick Chow's argument. Gun was pointed at my son. I shot and killed the kid. There isn't eyewitness reports backing up this. There's Rick Chow's son. Rick Chow never took the stand during his trial. His 23-year-old son did take the stand and said that the kid pointed the gun at him. There's no other corroborating witnesses to say that. And so here's what I find really, really fascinating about this case is that according to the reports that I can see, although it's not crystal clear, but the reports that I can see say that Rick Chow or the jury for this case was half black.
Oh.
Half the jurors, 12 jurors on this trial, half of them are black. They come back with a not guilty verdict after 8 hours. So I want you to think about this and the larger point that I'm going to make or infer from this. 14-year-old kid comes into a convenience store, behaves suspiciously, gets stopped before leaving the convenience store, says I didn't shoplift anything, walks out of the convenience store. gets followed by a grown Asian man that appears to be in his 50s, maybe early 60s, I don't know, and his 23-year-old son, and they chase him down as he runs off 130, posing no threat. He's running away from them. And yes, I know at some point, according to the prosecution, I'm not saying the defense, the prosecution is saying that he fell and the gun falls out of his hoodie. At no point in the store does he flash a gun, does he threaten anybody. This is all on camera. He's running away. And so based on what I think, I'm like, well, they got to find this man guilty. He 14-year-old.
Yeah. So like Jason Whitlock is a conservative just like me. And I said the exact same thing. I said, based on what I see, Rick Chow is guilty of sin. Here's the problem. There is a part that we can't see. And understand that when you go to these people court, and it's your court too, I guess you're a citizen, understand that beyond a reasonable doubt. So even if there's just a reasonable doubt, right, that if there's a reason to doubt that you maliciously shot this boy in the back because you was mad because you thought he stole, right? Right? That means you're innocent. You're not guilty, right? Or even though you are guilty, that means what you did was justifiable. That would be a better word to put. So what causes the reasonable doubt, and black folks is getting off on this every day too. So I don't know. I want y'all to pump your brakes when you like, we need to burn down the system, because black people benefit from this system too. This the same rules that saved OJ, damn near. Because we don't know whether the boy pulled the gun on Rick Chow. And like I said earlier, when y'all was mad at me, the only witness was Rick Chow's son. They rule the day because they're the only ones who are there. That's why they used to say snitches get stitches. A lot of times, if no one involved tells, the law, that's where the saying comes from. Justice is blind, right? Right? Justice is just, you're just arguing law. You're not arguing, what's right or wrong or morality. That's what black folks, we love to argue that. Oh, it wasn't moral what he did. It was morally wrong what he did. That's not what you're arguing when you're on a trial. Based on the law, is this man innocent? Is this man not guilty? The law say if you can kill someone in defense of another person. And the two Chows, they corroborate each other's story. The guy had a gun on my son. I pulled out, shot, bro. Right? There's no other witness to say, nah, they lying. This is exactly what happened. So as a juror who's instructed to say, when they tell you, is there any possibility that this boy could have pulled a gun on this guy, son, leading to causing this man to shoot him? In your mind, if you're being honest, you have to say, well, there is a possibility that happened. We don't know if it happened. That's where a reasonable doubt is introduced. Yeah, he was shot in the back, but what I was thinking too was like, we don't know the position they were in, because for all we know, they could have been squabbling. And bro could have got on top of his son and Rick Chow shot bro. Or bro could have pulled the gun on his son, and as soon as people pull a gun, niggas start circling. That's the way it is. Like, you actually trying to walk out the line of fire, so people will circle. We don't know what position anybody was in. We only have the two Chow's word for it. That's all we got. All we got is the two Chow's word for it. And that sucks, because I think the daddy is guilty as hell. But in this situation, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing I can do. You can go be a thug and race war. There's nothing you can do. The only thing you can control is you. Only people you can control is your kids. So I'm telling you, don't take it as a loss, take it as a lesson. And take that lesson and apply it to your life in the way you train your kids. One, You don't need to have your ass in nobody's store if you ain't got no money. 2, why is you walking around with a gun on you? I'm telling you, if there was no gun involved, Rick Chow would be going to jail for life. It was just a rough set of circumstances. I don't know what kind of karma that boy had, right? That could have came back on him. I don't know if karma gonna come around and get Rick Chow. But what I do know is black folks, we got to deal with this stuff with maturity. We can't just be out here reckless because we mad. Those days over. You done burnt down your neighborhood so many times, they just start building shit that don't include you no more. We used to burn down our neighborhood. It get built back, we move back in. Now you burn down your neighborhood, they gentrify everything, build high-rise buildings with security doors, and push you out. You got it. If you don't like the way the laws are, go work to change the law. That city is 50% black. They could damn near change any law they want to in that city. Do it. Or better yet, why don't we teach our children? Don't be in there giving them chows. Look, if you can't behave yourself, stay away from them. But if you do go in there and buy what you got to get and walk out. Because I'm not going to say that this was racially motivated. Because there was a bunch of black folks walking in and out buying stuff. And every black person who walked in, bought their shit and left, survived that day. The only person who died was the person who walked around because they were up to no good trying to steal. That was obvious. Then argued, then ran away. And I'm not saying that running away was wrong, but you went in there with bad intentions, bro. You went in there with bad intentions. Right? The prosecutor knew exactly what he was doing. Well, the prosecutor is the one who was trying to send Chow to jail. Right? Let me see. That 6-year-old man couldn't keep up with that young boy. I really believe the son killed him and the father took the charge. Hey, possible. Possible. But when both y'all names is Chow, y'all gonna stick together. I encourage black people to stick together like that. But see, at the same time, Rick Chow's son ain't going up in people's shit stealing either. Arguing and going at it with folks, right? So it's a rough situation. But guys, thank y'all for watching this, and thank y'all for joining me. The prosecutor could have charged him with manslaughter. Yeah, they could have, but they wanted to get him on a murder, right? Because, I mean, it wasn't manslaughter. No, they couldn't have, because he shot him. That wasn't by accident. He shot him on purpose. If he said, I shot him, but I didn't intend to shoot him, that's manslaughter. But thank y'all for watching this. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe if y'all haven't already. It's still not too late to send a super chat, contribution, whatever. We can do more. We can break down more stuff like this. Go tap into my other content. You might like it. Right now I'm covering the mayor's election in Los Angeles because I live out here. And also the governor's race. But we're going to get into more of this type of stuff because as the political season winds down, I have to go into more of the cultural issues. Let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about it. Black people are not a monolith. As much as we act monolithic, it's a lot of black folks with a lot of different points of view and a lot of different perspectives. So definitely make sure you tap in to all these channels and just see where we sit on it. And you'll find out we actually all have more in common than we are different. And that's the beginning of peace and unity and all this stuff y'all want. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate everything you do for me in this channel. To the next time, take care of yourselves, but most importantly, please take care of each other.